And you were physically fit when you attempted suicide.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. And so there's more to it than just being physically fit, right?
Correct. Yeah. Well, it's a lot of mental.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of mental. The physical fitness portion of it for me was an outlet. And even at the time, and I think that's a great question, because at the time I used physical fitness as an avenue to release anger, but also there was an illusion that was involved with it. So if you looked healthy, everything seemed to be okay, right? Oh, the guys admired you, the girls loved you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was like so unphysically fit or spiritually fit on the inside. And when I jumped headfirst out of that window, I was 215 pounds, solid muscle. I look like
a
linebacker for a semi-pro football team. Within 3 weeks, my body atrophied to about 160. So in 3 weeks, I lost like 50, 60 pounds of muscle. I couldn't eat. I was in pain. I couldn't move. I couldn't feed myself. None of it. But that started the journey to becoming spiritually strong, getting rid of some of the childhood trauma that had been lingering over me. And you don't even realize how much of your childhood does linger over you until you're like face to face with a lot of that stuff.
For sure.
And so me being broken actually forced me to address those things. But then I also was on this mission, like, I was told.
And by broken, you mean literally broken.
Oh, literally broken.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to learn how to walk again. I mean, from being a guy that was playing softball and basketball and lifting weights on a regular occasion or just regularly, that was all stripped away from me. But that's all I really had going for me, because I think in, all the other times I was drinking and using and I was, band-aiding myself and slowly killing myself.
You think if that's being your main thing in life and you had that stripped away from you, that could have like even been even worse, but somehow you were able to turn it around. Like that's amazing.
Well, what happened was I realized that there was purpose for my life. I believe that we all have purpose for our life, and sometimes we don't see that purpose. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't think God loves me, or like my parents don't love me, people don't love me, I can't hold a job or be in a good relationship, my finances are in a debacle. The decisions we make, and the things that we take so personally and heartfelt. And I just realized that there was a reason. And I didn't know that reason at the time, but I knew that I had to start walking in that purpose and in that reason, so that I could see what was on the other side. And I think one of the most beautiful parts of that is the actual journey. It's not where I am today, which is really cool too. But it's going through that journey and getting healing and being able to forgive my family and to understand why I did the things I did and why I medicated myself and all that kind of stuff, and to be able to see it hindsight 2020, because in that moment you don't. I can look back on it now and be like, oh, that all makes sense, breaking my back and jumping out of that window, strangely enough, was the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Would you suggest it?
Absolutely not. Right? I just hope there's an easier way for everyone
100%.
Right?
And maybe that's what you're doing, is to try to prevent that.
Yes. That was my lesson to be learned, and obviously that's just how I had to learn my lesson. But now I want to take everything that I've learned in that journey through faith and physical fitness and mental health, and I want to hand that over to other people, because though I had a lot of great people around me, I just don't think a lot of them could understand my mindset or where I was coming from, because they didn't live my life.
This is a show where we have real conversations with the business owners and entrepreneurs here in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs.